Is up, it's cold outside and inside. Ooh, 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 ooh. What's up? Welcome to Chatter Ride Talk. You listen, I'm your host Anonymous, and today we are going to be ranking any and all anime games that I know of, and some that I don't. Okay, what are we going to rank them by? We're going to be ranking them by this right here. We got fire, average, trash, and never played before. Let's get into it. First on the list, we got Attack on Titan. Okay, now we get the first Attack on Titan game, which, might I add, was decent. I think it's an average video game. I'm not gonna say that it was the best. Clearly it wasn't. Had a lot of issues that needed to be worked out, and I think they fixed a lot of those in the second game, which is next. And so with that being said, I'm gonna put both of those games as average, because I don't think I was hyped for the game, yes, but when it came out, I was like, I don't think I need to buy this because it's not as good as I was hoping it would be. But other than that, I'm not gonna say the game is trash because it's the first of its kind, right? You know, like Titans attacking. I do feel like maybe they could have put Eren or somebody else in other games other than Fortnite, right? Maybe make like a game like Naruto Ninja Storm with Attack on Titan. I don't know how that would even work. I truly don't. But they should try something else. I don't know. The game mechanics are a little bit wonky. Maybe this one was trash and the second one was better. Let's go with that. Because we know these anime games, they don't be good a lot of the time. Ooh, Dragon Ball Z Fighters. Now this is a fire game. I think that this game is, at least for now, going to be on the top tier. Okay. Then we got Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero. Now, the thing about this game is I want it to be so good, and while it is amazing, something about it feels a little bit different than like the rest of the games in the Budokai series, right? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because there's no, not Siri, my god. I don't know what it is. It's just maybe the fact that the game is new, right? It's new, so obviously there's going to be a lot of new changes in a way that it competes with other games that are out currently. You know, add some of those pieces. But all in all, I do think the game is very good. It's just I bought the game and I haven't played it as much as I would have when I was younger, but maybe that's just me being older and not having enough time to do so. Dragon Ball Z, I don't know what this is actually, so I'm gonna go ahead and toss that in the never played bin. Hey, next on the list we got Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 2. Now, I haven't played it yet, but I plan on playing it because I do think that it is a good game. Probably in the top tier if I had actually played it. Like, I've watched a bunch of videos on it. It seems like a cool game that I would play, but I just haven't had the time to do so. Next one, we got Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi. You know, mainline series video game. That game's awesome. This is second one. I think this is the one that I played damn near the most, besides this one, which was at the top of the list, honestly, even for nostalgia purposes, whatever. One of the things that I do want to talk about is that I think that Sparking Zero was missing characters. That's one of the things that I didn't like about the game, is that you already have I guess you don't really have the character models. You got to build all of them from scratch with the new systems and everything, probably. But you do have a wide variety of characters missing from the game And instead of putting those characters in, you decided to put in different variations of the same character when we all know that those slots don't necessarily need to be filled with like six and seven different Gokus and and five or six Vegetas. It's like we get the point. They have different moves, sure, but the point is in the game you can switch between them by just transforming anyway. So I just think that they definitely missed out on a bunch of characters. Now, anyway, moving on from Sparking Zero, which I moved on 3 games ago. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this game is probably, in my opinion, I think this game is probably an average Dragon Ball Z game. Was Kakarot? I don't know. It's just we've seen the Dragon Ball series storyline so many times over the course. No, not you, Siri. God, over the course of like 20, 30 years. It's just we know the story very well, and everyone else does at the same time. So I don't. I don't think that, and also I think that Sparking Zero. I got to go back to it because the main storyline is very broken up, right? Of course, we already know what happens in the story, but the way that it's framed and kind of like broken up into pieces, I didn't like the storyline aspects of that game. So I do think that Kakarot was probably better because it was more for like the story aspects of gameplay versus like the online aspects. Um, yeah. Anyway, Demon Slayer, I haven't played it, but I would love to. Now I did play this. I wanted this game to be so much better. So much better. There's enough characters in there for me to, pick and choose which ones I wanted to play as, but it just didn't hit the way that I was hoping. And probably the way that many of you were hoping as well. Um, it just was not what I was hoping it would be. Laggy. The game mechanics are very much set in stone. You can't like do too many different combos. Um, yeah. What is this? JoJo? Never played that. Or JJK's game. I heard it was garbage though. So trash, right? What's this? Oh, Kill La Kill. Didn't realize Kill La Kill had a game. That's dope. My Hero. Now, I didn't play this, but I did play this, and I just think that it's just trash. Like, compared to these other games up here, it's whatever. It's whatever, man. Naruto Ninja Storm. Now, this is the game that I compare most games to, um, in anime anyway. Namco, those guys over there making these really, really good specific character models with their own motions and special abilities, transformations. It's just like they managed to fit everything in a way that only Naruto could. And that's not to say that any other game couldn't possibly do the same thing. I'm advising, that more anime studios go the way of Namco and whoever else helped make these games because I mean, I played these games for hours. This is probably I'm not even into fighter games like that, right? I don't play fighting games online competitively or anything related to that because I just don't want to get pissed off, right? I'm a pretty good gamer, right? But I don't want to go online and get whooped by somebody who's on that thing all day. No, thank you. But yeah, I play this all day. I've definitely logged in the most hours in Naruto's Ninja Storm series than any other anime game on this list by far. And I'm certain that there are many games missing, but I'm actually glad that there aren't too many because I'd be annoyed. Yeah. So Fire Games. 3. I'll say, I can't even say that the first one's average. Like, it's beyond average. It actually set up or created a different kind of successful gaming style like Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi Budokai, right? Or Budokai Tenkaichi 3, whatever. But yeah, it was like it cemented itself in the world of fighting games the same way that those Dragon Ball Z games did. And they were a major hit. And so yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and just say all of these games are fire. I don't even think that I've played some of these actually, if I'm being honest. I know I played the first one and the second one. Actually, I did. I definitely played all of these. And I think that they're all fantastic. Now, while the first one's mechanics are a little dull compared to the rest, it's whatever. It's again, it's its own thing. Naruto. Now, I think this is like the game where you get to wander around the Hidden Leaf Village, kind of like an open world style using Naruto's powers and whatnot. I did see people play that, and I've always wanted to play this game, but I didn't hear good reviews on it. I don't think that the game is necessarily good, but the fact that you can go around, the town and use the ninja powers, that's awesome. Now, this one is basically the same as the rest of these. It just adds Baruto and some of the other kids from the game. Oh, wait, no, this is. Ooh, this is Striker. No. Mm. I'm not gonna lie about that. That's trash. Yeah, that game was trash. So sad. Because it added like 4 players to the game, but it also changed the game mechanics for some reason. Like I guess the mechanics wouldn't work for 4 players in that game mode. I don't know what the deal is with that, but I think they should have kept it exactly the same and just added 2 other players to play so you could have a 4-way battle. And then also bring back the wall mechanics, fighting on the wall. I think Naruto Ninja Storm 2 was the first rendition of these games to add the wall fighting aspect, which it wasn't really that great, mind you. Like one hit and you'd fall off the wall, which kind of sucked, but I think they took that out in 3 and brought it back in 4, or maybe they just kind of abandoned that mechanic, but it was so cool. I think that you should have been able to like continue fighting on the walls. I think they brought it back in Strikers actually. I don't know, but that game wasn't good. So One Punch Man again, I didn't get this game because I heard bad things about it. I know that you had to beat the enemies in like a specific time or something like that, and didn't have too much freedom when it came to that game. But now I don't know too much about this one. Just gonna throw it in there in the never played section. Then we have World Seeker. Now, when I was looking at this game list, I noticed that there are a bunch of One Piece games missing, and a bunch of other games too, but specifically One Piece because I did play a couple of those back on GameCube when they were releasing those, and those were fun. Very, like the characters didn't necessarily look like themselves; they were like a cartoon, chibi version of themselves. But I did really like those games. Dragon Ball Z, Racing Blast, and Racing Blast 2. I'm gonna put these over here because I've never played them. What was it? Raging Blast. That's the racing. Wait, did I play Raging Blast? I think I did. This is one of those games where like anything is possible. You can fuse with characters you wouldn't be able to normally fuse with, and like have Vegeta as a Super Saiyan 3 and all these different kind of things that didn't exist in like it was like a fan fiction video game at that point. But yeah, things that didn't really happen in the main line were possible within these games. I think it was called Raging Blast. All right, Death Note. Whoa. I don't know how that game would work. I probably didn't. Yeah, and then last on the list we have Bleach, which I have played a Bleach game, but not that one specifically. And so this is my gaming list for today. Let me know if you agree with this and if you have any ideas of what I should be rating next. So, thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe for more videos just like this. I'll see you in the next video. Be nice to each other out there. Show you boys some love and peace.